Hey everyone, this is Lori, and I'm back with another video, finally, after quite some time. I'm going to switch gears a little bit with this video. I will be coming back with some more videos about making money online through legitimate means. But I recently, it's been a month now, I started the keto lifestyle. I don't like to call it a diet, because diets just have this negative connotation. A lot of people start diets and then they stop. So this is more of a lifestyle change, and as you can see, I need to lose quite a bit of weight. I started the keto lifestyle on April 5th, and it is now April 4th, so just right at a month. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be switching over to my screen here shortly. To show you some things. Now, I also joined a lot of Facebook groups related to keto, and what I'm finding is a lot of people jump in to keto or any diet and they do absolutely no research, and that is a bad thing to do because you go in blindly. You don't really know what you need to do to be successful. Okay, now what got me thinking about changing my lifestyle is I became so fatigued to the point where I was taking 2, sometimes 3 naps a day, and they weren't just an hour here, an hour there. They were like 2 hours long. And I knew once I started taking naps in the evening around 7 or 8, I knew something, I needed to do something serious and really make some drastic changes because I was so unproductive. And I had no stamina, so I could do very little for, more than a few minutes. So I knew that my health was declining, and, it's a very humbling experience to be this overweight. So I'm making the change. I'm excited. I measured my waist when I first started at 58 inches. Yes, that is pretty big. I'm at now 55 inches. So in the last month, I've lost 3 inches. Now, that is mostly water weight, which is common. And if you do your research, like I advise you to, you'll know that the first month that you lose a lot, it's going to be water weight. Okay? And then eventually, once your system kicks into ketosis, then you will start losing more inches. That will be actually the fat. Okay, because your body will be burning fat. Now, the reason I want you to do a lot of research is because there are people out there that are saying that keto's bad for you. There are doctors saying it. But the thing is, it's not if you go about it right and you do it correctly. And that's why it's so important that you do your research and you know exactly what's expected. You know how to prevent the keto flu, the keto rash, and things like that can happen if you don't do it correctly. Okay, so research, research, research. So I'm going to show you the resources that I use that have really helped me. I haven't experienced the keto flu, the keto rash, or anything. I haven't been grumpy or anything. So, and I attribute that to doing so much research up front and understanding the foods that I'm supposed to be eating versus the foods that I need to stay away from. Okay, so that's really important. So I hope that you'll join me on this journey. If you want to lose weight, leave a comment, and share your experience as well, good or bad. Okay. Now, one of the people that really spoke out, and I want to touch on this just a minute, is Julian Michaels. If you remember her, she was the host of The Biggest Loser TV show back several years ago, and she spoke out about keto a lot, but she has ulterior motives. She is a fitness trainer, nutritionist. She has a lot of sponsors. The diet that she pushed was not sustainable. Okay, and 95% of the people on her show that lost the weight gained it back. Okay, the keto lifestyle is sustainable. Okay, and that's why I call it a lifestyle. and it's not as restrictive as a lot of people may assume. And again, that's the people who aren't doing the research. Okay, so I'm going to switch over to my screen, and I'll be... Alright, hey everyone, this is Lori again. I'm back sharing my screen, and there's some things that I want to show you. Really get used to using a search engine to look up information if you're not sure about what something is or if something's keto friendly. Okay, so what is a keto diet? So I'm going to go out to Google. You could also use DuckDuckGo. You can use any search engine. Okay, so what is keto? Just to give you a definition. Okay, so keto basics. The ketogenic diet is a very low carb, high fat diet that shares many similars with Atkins and low carb diets. So basically, by putting more fat into your body, you're going to be burning fat instead of carbs. We were made to burn fat, not carbs, not sugar. Okay, so that's one easy way to remember. Just low carb, high fat. So that's one definition. All right, why are some people against the keto diet? Because there's a lot of information out there. People don't do their research. And I've even seen doctors that spoke out against it. There's fitness trainers, nutritionists like Julian Michaels that speaks out against it. So basically, I think it's a lot of either their sponsors don't want them to promote it, or of course you have big pharma, the medical industry. They basically, I'm not going to get into that because I don't want my YouTube flagged for anything. But they are not for us, okay? They are for making a lot of money, okay? So the healthier you are, the less you need the medical industry, okay? And just the lack of research. Like I said prior to this, a lot of people jump into keto. They know nothing about it. They don't try to do the research. They don't get the results. So they say, oh, it doesn't work, okay? And that's just wrong. Okay, so if you want to talk to your doctor about keto, then by all means, that is your option. Okay, but if your doctor says don't do keto, press them as to why. Ask them a lot of questions. Why? And see if they really know what they're talking about. If they don't know what they're talking about, and there are a lot of doctors out there who don't know, then you probably want to find another doctor. Okay, so what is the keto flu? And this is one of the reasons I want you to do your research, because if you do your research before starting, you can prevent this, okay? Because I have not experienced the keto flu, the keto rash, or anything, okay? The so-called keto flu is a group of symptoms that may appear 2 to 7 days after starting that diet. Headache, foggy brain, fatigue, irritability, nausea, difficulty sleeping, constipation are just some of the symptoms. Okay, but again, it can be prevented. Is keto hard to do or difficult to follow? No. Okay, I've had no problems. Now, I could go for weeks without eating any type of vegetables and be fine. I was more focused on the junk food, the processed food, fast food, things like that, which didn't include any type of vegetables or really any nutrients at all. Okay, so but once I started and I realized all the stuff that I could have, I was like, some of the meats I was already eating. I wasn't eating enough vegetables. That's where I was really, really hurting myself, not getting the proteins and the vitamins and the nutrients that you get from the foods that you're supposed to eat on keto. So there's a lot of substitutes that you'll find. There are keto desserts that you can find. But I do want to warn you against some of the labeling. Just because you see something at the store, just because it says keto friendly, doesn't mean it really is. You want to look at the back of the label, and you want to see what additional ingredients there are okay? And I'm going to show you the resources that I learned how to look for all this stuff, okay? So is keto diet sustainable? Yes, it is. This is something you can do for the rest of your life, and not. I don't have the cravings for the junk food that I used to have, which I was very surprised because I thought I would have a lot of cravings, but I also went in with a very good mindset that I was determined to lose this weight and change my lifestyle to a healthier lifestyle. Okay, so on keto, what the objective is to get healthy so you can lose the weight. Not lose weight to get healthy, but get healthy so you can lose the weight. Okay? Is keto expensive? If you don't let it be, it isn't. Okay, now one of the things that I did before I started keto and went out and bought groceries and stuff like that, I looked at all the money I was spending on the fast food and the junk food. Okay? And it could be as much as $40 to $60, so say an average of $50 a week, I was spending on just crap food that wasn't healthy for me. So what I've done is I've taken that $50 and I've dedicated it to eating healthier. So for me, I didn't really see a spike in my initial grocery list like I thought I might. Okay, now they do, a lot of people do say go with grass-fed, organic, and things like that. But there's also another doctor that I'm going to show you the link to his YouTube channel who says, don't let, if you don't have the money to buy grass-fed, don't let that stop you. Okay, the grass-fed meats and things like that. Just get started. Okay, and he has some really good information, and I'm going to show you his YouTube channel. That's one of the guys that I watch on a regular basis. And all of the people that I'm going to show you the links to their YouTube channels, 3 of them are doctors, and 1 of them is a nutritionist, and they all do keto. Okay, so they're walking the talk. They know what they're talking about. All right? So those are some really good resources. So, no, keto does not have to be expensive unless you let it be expensive. Okay, so here's a table that I put together of before and after keto. Okay, so before I started keto, I was very fatigued. I was taking 2 to 3 naps daily. Now, I don't take any naps at all. I don't sleep. I lay down to rest my eyes because I'm in front of the computer so much. My eyes do get tired. So I just rest maybe 30 minutes at the most just to rest my eyes. Okay, so before keto, I was going to the bathroom all the time, especially at night. So I'm seeing a drastic reduction in my urination frequency because I don't have all the sugar. My insulin isn't spiking like it used to. And you're going to learn a lot about your body, which is really important. And I think the more you learn, I know at least for me, the more I learned, the less I wanted to resort back to sugar or carbs or just the unhealthy lifestyle that I was living for many, many years. Okay, so unless I drink a lot of water during the day when I'm fasting, that's the only time I'll see a brief increase in urination frequency. Okay, but I can attribute it to something that I don't have anything in my stomach. I'm drinking 2 cups of water, sometimes more. So yes, I will, see an increase. All right, so disrupted sleep. Before I was on keto, I woke up every 1 to 2 hours. That was usually because I had to go to the bathroom. Now I wake up maybe 1 time, sometimes twice per night, and that's a big reduction. So I'm sleeping better. My sleep is sounder, and I feel more rested when I do get up. Okay, so I had no stamina, couldn't do anything for more than a few minutes. And as I lose the weight and I take off the weight, I'm going to see that gradually improve over time. Okay, so before keto, I had a lot of pain in my knees and feet due to inflammation and carrying the weight. So I don't have any foot pain at all. The only time I experience my knee pain in my knee is when I'm sitting for long periods of time with my knee bent. And then once I get up and I'm moving around, that pain goes away. But just the constant pain that I was feeling, I don't have that anymore. Okay, before keto, my skin felt like sandpaper. I also had bumps under my skin on my face. I could just take my fingers and rub it across my face, and I could feel all kinds of bumps underneath my skin. Now, my skin is becoming smoother. I still have a little bit of the sandpaper, but not as bad. And the bumps under my skin on my face are gone. So that's a good indication that I'm on the right track. Okay, so before keto, I ate junk food, fast food, soda, snacks, well into the evenings. And what I'm doing now is I'm doing intermittent fasting, and you'll learn a lot about that when you do your research. I fast for 20 hours per day. My main meal is between 4 and 6, with a small keto snack later, around 8 p.m. And that could be some olives, it could be some cheese. If I didn't get enough of the vegetables when I had my main meal, I'll eat some more vegetables. Okay, so before keto, because of all the crap I was putting into my system, I had headaches 2 to 3 times a week. Now I'm not experiencing any headaches. When I did first start the fasting, I was getting the hungry headaches, but those have stopped. Okay, so my waist measured 58 inches. That is awful. It's embarrassing. Now I'm at 55 inches after 1 month on keto. And again, most of that is the water weight. Okay, but that will continue. I've cut out all sugars. I've cut out the fast food, the high carb foods and things like that, and the starches. And I was a sandwich freak, a potato freak. I could eat sandwiches all day. I could eat potatoes every day. I haven't had any bread or any potatoes or any starches of any kind in a month. And you know what? It hasn't been that bad. So this is doable if you set your mind to it and you do your research. Okay, now one of the things that's really helped me with the sugar is I found some videos, before and after interviews by Dr. Burke. He's one of the doctors. I'm going to show you his YouTube channel. And he was interviewing a lady who was, when she started keto, she was at 60 inches. She was in her late 40s. And when she was doing her interview, she had lost a ton of weight. It was amazing. An analogy that she used that really helped me as far as the sugar especially was sugar is considered poison. Okay, it is terrible for you. Okay, it's one of the things that causes diabetes, and it is a slow killer. But what the analogy that she used was, sugar is poison, Roundup is poison. I wouldn't put Roundup in my system, so why would I put sugar in my system? And when she said that, it was like a light bulb came on in my head. I was like, she's right. So looking at these foods and all this crap that the food industry tries to push on us as poison has really helped me to alleviate the cravings, because I know now just how bad that stuff is for me. Okay, so what did I do before I started keto? I watched several before and after videos of people who have been successful living the keto lifestyle. Okay, and they were very inspiring. I watched videos about keto and how to do it correctly. Learn the difference between clean keto, lazy keto, and dirty keto. Okay, clean keto is what you want to do. Lazy keto is where you're eating, but you're not keeping track of the amount of net carbs you're taking in, your fiber, your protein, your fat, and your calories. And that is not hard to track at all. Okay? It is doable. Dirty keto is where you're eating non-clean keto food. Okay? You're taking in more carbs. You're eating things that just aren't as healthy for you. Okay? So if you want to learn more about those, then you can either watch YouTube videos or you can search on a search engine the definition of clean keto, lazy keto, and dirty keto. Okay. You also want to learn about insulin resistance. There's a lot of videos about that as well, because over time your body becomes insulin resistant, and that is not a good thing. Okay, and keto helps you turn that around. Okay, so learn how sugar, high carb intake, and starches could damage our bodies and our organs. Learn how to identify the right foods for the right number of carbs, fiber, protein, fat, and calories. It really is easier than you think. And I'm going to show you what I did to help me. You can also use a website called Carb Manager that provides information you need. The link will be down in the video of this description. Now, what I do is I'll go out to a search engine and I'll type in how many carbs are in, say, radishes or celery. Okay, and then you'll get a list of different websites that you can go to, and I always look for Carb Manager. Okay, and I open it up and it'll take you right to that page that will list out, that will have what you're looking for. Okay, and then you can scroll down. If you scroll down lower on the page, you'll see that it has different variations of that particular type of food that you're looking for. Okay, you want to learn about the keto flu, leg cramps, and how to avoid them. When you start keto, your body has to go through a transition of burning sugar and carbs to burning fat. When you get into ketosis, your body is burning fat, and you want to learn as much as you can about that. And again, I want to stress, I didn't experience any of that. Okay, so here's the links. There are hundreds of videos about keto, but these are my go-to resources. Not only are the first three doctors, but they also live the keto lifestyle. Okay? And Dr. Berg is one of my favorites. Go out to his page. Okay, he's pretty popular. He has 4.85 million followers or subscribers. As you can see, he has all kinds of videos. And if you want to just see keto, just type in keto. Make sure I did. Did I spell that right? Nope, I didn't. Type in keto. And you can see how to start keto correctly. Ketogenic plan for diet plan for beginners. A common keto fat ingredient that will stop keto. So there's all kinds of really helpful information. He also has the before and after. So you could just type in before, after, and you'll see a bunch of videos that he did of before and after videos. People who had started keto, what their weight was, and then what they are currently at the time of the video was made. Okay, so Dr. Ken Berry, he's another one that I really like. He's the one that talks about not letting the expense of keto stop you. Okay, there are foods that you can eat. They may not be ideal. They may not be the grass-fed or the organic, but he still encourages you to start it. At least get started. And by cutting out the high carbs and the sugars alone, that's a huge, huge thing that you want to do to begin with. The other one is Stan Ekberg. He's a little bit drier. Dr. Berg and Dr. Berry, they have a really good personality, and they're sometimes humorous, but this one's a little bit drier. But again, he still has a lot of really good videos about keto and about health in general. Okay, so those links will be in the description of this video as well. And then, of course, you've got Thomas DeLauer. He's another good one. that has a lot of good information. Okay, you can also find several channels that are keto friendly. They offer keto friendly recipes and even desserts. So there's a lot of substitutes. If you still have that sweet tooth, there's a lot of things that you can still do. But remember this, some of the food manufacturers will put keto on their packaging, but you still need to focus on the actual ingredients. Okay? So now, some of the things that I do daily, I take D3, zinc. These are supplements that I take. C, B12, B1. I also purchase some keto electrolytes because as you're making that switch, your body's going to be going through some major changes, and you want to make sure that you're getting the necessary electrolytes that you need to prevent you from getting the keto flu or getting the rash or getting the headaches and the leg cramps and stuff like that. I also use MCT oil, which is another supplement. I put this on my food after I cook it. You can't taste it, but it's another supplement that has really helped me. Now, whether you take these supplements, that's completely up to you. This is just what I do. Okay? Now, if you do keto correctly, you will get several other vitamins and nutrients you need from the food you eat, like potassium, magnesium, vitamin K, vitamin A, vitamin E, etc. And you can look up those nutrients for those individual vegetables and foods, meats that you're going to eat. You can look that up and get that information individually if you want. Okay? So I'm going to show you what I did with my food list, and I will be right back. Okay, so what I did was over about a 2-week period, I started seeing things that I really liked. So I put together this food list. Okay, and I listed out the net carbs. Now, net carbs is the carbs minus the fiber and any sugars that might be in that food. And again, I try to stay away from stuff that has sugar in it. Okay, so for my goal weight, or the goal for where I want to go, I need to keep my net carbs on a per day basis no more than 25 grams. My protein should be around 95 grams. My fat intake should be no more than 155 grams. And my calories, because I'm only eating one main meal a day, should be around 1,200. Okay? So what I did was I went through and listed out all the foods that I like on a regular basis. And then I went out to Carb Manager and I looked at the amount. Now this is estimated as closely as I could get it. And then I looked up the net carbs, the fiber, the protein, the fat, and the calories. And this information is what is referred to your macros. So whenever you hear somebody talk about, are you watching your macros? Are you tracking your macros? That's what they mean. Okay? Now, almonds are pretty low in carbs and high in fat. So I could eat 20 almonds and still stay well below. Now, cashews, this is one that I try to avoid, although I do eat them on occasion, because they are high in carbs, and they're high in fat, and then there's my calories. And then I did that for everything. Now, you can see that cantaloupe and watermelon are really high. The fruits are high in carbohydrates. So I really limit how much fruit I eat. I do like the strawberries, the raspberries, and the blackberries. And the blueberries, I was really surprised, were very high in carbs. So if I ate this stuff, I would pretty much be blowing out my, using up my carb, what I'm allowed for carbs every day. So I try to keep these very, very limited. Maybe not even a cup. Now you see, this is, 1 cup diced, 1 cup diced, 1 cup, 1 cup. 6 medium pieces of strawberry, Slim Jim, cheese, bacon, and things like that. So when I'm looking at my meal plan for the day, I go out and I add up what I'm going to eat, just to make sure that I'm keeping inside of the macro limits that I have for my goal. Okay, this took me about an hour to do. I went out on, as you can see, I'm on Google Drive. It wasn't difficult. It just took me about an hour. Okay, so and you notice there's no desserts on here because I had not really wanted to look at desserts at this point. That will be later. Okay. Now, there's a lot of things that you can eat and a lot of things that you should stay away from. Okay. This is just a small list of everything that I can eat. Now, I don't eat these things every day. I might have salmon one day with maybe some asparagus. And then I eat cherry tomatoes, celery with cheese, cucumbers, olives, radishes, and things like that. I have those usually with just about every meal. Or if I don't have olives, I might have olives as my smaller snack later on. Okay, so I hope this helps, and I hope that, if you are thinking about the keto diet, again, I can't stress enough, do your research. Learn about it. Okay? Learn the good and the bad. And I'm referring to the bad as, the keto flu, the keto rash, and things like that some people experience because they're not doing it correctly. Now, again, when you first start, you're going to get, you're going to have your cravings, more than likely, but you want to have a good mindset. I was determined to do this, and I really encourage you to watch the before and after videos because those were amazing, and they have really helped me to prove to me that this is doable. Okay, I can get down to my goal weight and get back into, say, a size 10 or size 8 that I want. Okay, so it is doable. So I encourage you, if you've been on keto and you're having good results, let us know. Share your experiences. If you're having problems, again, do your research because it's usually attributed to doing something incorrectly or eating the wrong foods. Okay? So thanks for watching. Good luck to you, and I will be sharing videos of my progress as I go along. I don't know how frequently I'm going to do that, but I will be sharing my progress. So I'm excited. I've lost 3 inches in a month. Granted, that is mostly water weight, but I'm on the right track. So thanks for watching. I'll be right back.